Hey guys, Sean Little, Vapor Trail Tactical. I just wanted to take a second to introduce myself. I don't think I've ever done a video talking about me or my history or anything, so that you guys would have a good idea of who you're dealing with. A lot of stuff going around on the internet, talk about vetting your instructors and things like that, so I just want to give you my history and where I come from and what I've done. And to me, it's fairly obvious if you follow anything on social media, is that I am a former Marine Corps Scout Sniper. So I joined the Marine Corps in 1991 and wound up going to the fleet. I was on active duty for 4 years with the 1st Battalion, 1st Marines. I got into the sniper platoon on my first deployment and docked in, and then within a year or so prior to me getting a chance to go to sniper school, I wound up getting in trouble. So long story short, I got in trouble. That ended my ability to try to go to sniper school. I wound up having to fight real hard to get back to where I was and get things squared away. But I did a second deployment and then wound up getting out of the Marine Corps, getting off active duty and going to the reserves. So got to the reserve component and got the opportunity to go to sniper school. So kind of the long story short with that one is I got in trouble, I screwed up, and it's not the end of the world. You can fight and come back from those things. So I was able to fight and come back from those things, work really hard, and it paid off. I got the opportunity to go to sniper school, in which I went through sniper school and I failed the first time. Sniper school is not an easy course. So wound up graduating sniper school after a second attempt in 1998. Wound up meeting my wife and moving to Virginia. I'm a Texas boy. I grew up in Texas, joined the Marine Corps, went to the West Coast, went through sniper school at Quantico. When I went to sniper school, I met my second wife, and I wound up moving out to the East Coast, to Virginia. I wound up working at Heckler & Koch for a few years, and then I wound up joining U.S. Capitol Police. When I was at H&K, 9/11 happened, okay? So 9/11 happened while I worked at H&K, and then within probably a year and a half, I wound up getting on with U.S. Capitol Police. Not going to go into details. I wanted to get back on active duty to deploy, and it just didn't work out, right? For whatever reason, it just didn't work out. So I wound up joining U.S. Capitol Police. I joined U.S. Capitol Police after working at H&K in 2002, and then couple of years into working at Capitol Police, I got the opportunity to deploy with my old reserve unit in Houston. So I wound up deploying to Iraq in 2004 and 2005 as a Scout Sniper team leader. We spent 8 months there doing combat operations, and then wound up coming back home and going back to U.S. Capitol Police. So I spent 15 years at U.S. Capitol Police. 10 of those years I spent as a firearms instructor. I wound up retiring in 2017. I left U.S. Capitol Police and I wound up coming back home to Texas. Now, the start of my company, Vapor Trail Tactical, I started that company probably in 2007, 2008. I had been instructing precision rifle kind of part-time, doing it to kind of keep myself shooting. I'm a shooter. I love to shoot. I wanted to do competitions, and so I used my company teaching part-time in order to fund my shooting hobby. So I did that for several years. When I came to Texas in 2017, I had a good job working at a local gun range, and unfortunately, that gun range business wound up closing. When it closed, I didn't really have a job, so I have a bunch of really close friends, and all of those guys were like, hey, look, just do your business full-time, you'll be just fine. All right, so I started my company full-time. That was probably about 2018, 2019 is when I started my company full-time. I teach here in Texas. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I specialize in precision rifle training. So I also specialize in everything else because I was a firearms instructor for a police department. We did handgun. We did a lot of handguns. So teaching people handgun is probably one of the bread and butter things, and it's probably going to be one of the primary weapon systems you'll ever own or ever use in your life. Everybody talks about using a pistol to fight to a rifle. Well, if you don't know how to use a pistol, it makes it really hard to fight to a rifle if you can't hit anything with a pistol. So, so I teach everything. I teach handgun, subgun, carbine, precision rifle, bazooka, but I specialize in precision rifle training. So that's what I like. That's what I love. That's what I grew up in. And so that's what I like to teach is precision rifle. My website, Vapor Trail Tactical, www.vttactical.com. You can go on there. My classes are up on the schedule, and that I'm going to be using YouTube and my channel to kind of build my training company. So training's where it's at, guys. You can buy all the Gucci gear in the world that you want. If you don't know how to shoot it, don't know how to use it, don't know how to load it, can't safely do anything with it, then it doesn't do you any good. So my job is to teach you marksmanship and how to handle your weapons, all right? So weapons handling skills, safety weapons handling skills, which that's kind of a generic term. It's loading, unloading, reloading, clearing malfunctions with any system that you have, going through those steps. And then marksmanship. I am very marksmanship heavy. One of the reasons why I'm very marksmanship heavy is, one, you got to be able to hit what you're aiming at. Two is you don't want to waste ammo. Three is you're going to extend your distance by using marksmanship, right? And your hit probability goes up. So whether it's for competition or defense or whatever, right? You want to be able to extend your distance and be effective, right? And marksmanship does that for you. So anytime that you apply marksmanship to get effective hits on target, you're saving time, you're saving ammunition, and you're putting effect on whatever your target is, right? So whether it's just hitting steel, paper, or you're putting effect on the battlefield, right? This goes into battlefield stuff. I'm not, got a lot of people out there that are talking about, prepare for doomsday, prepare for the worst, prepare for whatever. I get that. I understand that. I don't know that that's going to happen. Things don't look that great, but I can't say that we're going to be at war with Russia or China or whoever in the next, 5, 10, 15 years, maybe. Who knows? I guess if you're prepared for it, you don't have to worry about it. But training-wise, you got to have that training in order to be effective and put the effect on the battlefield. So, and then my other big thing is competition. I love competition. I love shooting competitions. The PRS stuff, the DMR stuff, I'm not physically capable of doing the tactical games, right, where they're doing all the weightlifting and all the running around and everything. I'm just not physically capable anymore of doing that. I'm in my early 50s. I've got a bunch of injuries that are coming into play, right? My back's gone out on me. Got knee and hip problems and things like that hopefully I won't need surgery to get taken care of, but you never do know. I love competition. So competition is my other thing I like training people for. And again, marksmanship. You can lift all the things you want to lift. You can run as far as you want to run, but if you can't hit what you're aiming at, your ability to compete is going to be hindered. This year, I'm going to be trying to compete more. We have local PRS matches that I want to do. I'm going to be doing some more of that, trying to travel around the state of Texas. I'm going to try to stay local. I used to do PRS. I did PRS in 2012 to 2014, all up and down the East Coast, from Tennessee all the way up to Pennsylvania, all the way down to Florida. And I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I don't know that I'll get into that much this year, but I definitely want to start doing the local matches again. They're fun. They keep my skill sets up, and then it's a good test to see where I'm at as far as abilities and skills go. So the other thing I want to use my YouTube channel for is to talk about guns, gear, equipment, and everything else, right? This is pretty typical for most everybody's YouTube channels, is that we like to talk about guns and gear and everything. The other thing is And I now own my own range. So the range is part of the community. If you come train with me and you come work with me, and then we have open range days, or what I call skill builder days. They're just single day range days where we go out and we talk about different things, and you guys get to put input into this. Is that the skill builder days is kind of like, hey, we want to work on X, Y, and Z. We want to do shooting on the move. We want to do use of cover. We want to do extended range with a pistol or extended range with a carbine, right? So all of those things are, it's just a single training day that I can do into small blocks and spend about 4 to 5 hours covering training topics. And so those are the skill builder days. The other thing I like to do is that I like to have some sort of matches, right? So these are just fun matches. I'm not going to be doing PRS, any kind of formal matches. This is show up, pay a range fee, shoot the match for the day. Something fairly simple is, 50 to 60 rounds of ammunition, come out, spend a few hours, shoot some stages, and just kind of for bragging rights, right? If it turns into something a little bit more than that, that's great. I don't think I'm going to have the time to come up with super complex stages and come up with a bunch of stuff to do. I want it to be worthwhile, but I also don't want it to turn into this, I don't want it to turn into a bunch of drama. One of the bigger things that people will learn about me is I do not like drama. I try to avoid drama at all costs. My company, myself, my company, my range. My range is a private range. It's located south of Dallas-Fort Worth. It's down in Dawson, Texas. And it's a private range. It is not an open for the public range. This is strictly for my training courses and my open range days and my competition. So that's another way that I avoid all the drama, is I make it a private range. You can't come on unless I'm there, and you can't do any training unless I'm there, and you can't do any shooting unless I'm there. Everything's supervised, everything's structured. I have some sort of control over it, and so if you want to come train with me, hit me up. I'm on social media. I'm on my website, Sean@vttactical.com. You can get a hold of me on Instagram, obviously here on YouTube, and then if you have my phone number or you've done training with me, you have my phone number. You can contact me anytime. I love doing training. I love seeing students kind of blossom, right? They start applying all the things and learning all the things, and then they accelerate in their marksmanship, and they start hitting everything. And it's like, it's one of the best things ever, is that students are hitting targets at distance that are really super small. You're talking, I have 1 MOA targets on my range, and guys will consistently hit a 1 MOA target, which isn't impossible, right? It's very doable, but it's based off of marksmanship, right? Understanding your gear and equipment, applying the marksmanship, and then getting your hits. So any questions, reach out to me on social media. I know this kind of rambled on and got into a bunch of crap that I really probably will edit out. But the basis is introducing myself, introducing my company, talking about what I'm about, and then kind of talking about what I want to do with the channel and stuff like that. All right, so one of the tangents to kind of get off on was training with me. So once you've trained with me, and everybody knows that you can reach out to me, anybody who's trained with me knows that they can reach out to me anytime about anything, whether it's geared equipment or research. If you're looking into something, typically it's gear and equipment orientated, but if you're looking for something, you got questions on something, you see a video on X, Y, and Z, right? You got questions about it, hit me up. Email is the best way to do it, is hit me up with whatever you got, right? I will do my best to give you the pros and cons of whatever it is, and then also give you additional information and links. So a lot of people are like, oh, what about blah, 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 blah. And I'll go into and find the information, or I have the information about, let's Mark 12s, right? Oh, the Mark 12 or the EBR or whatever it is, and I will send you a 300 blackout. I will send you all the data sheets and all the little outlines and stuff that people have written about those specific topics, right? It's not just what my opinion is, it's what the actual data is, and I'll send that to you, right? So, or you've done training with me and you get done with the training and you're like, oh man, now all these other questions come up about X, Y, and Z, or, you know, why did you have me do this, or why did you have me do that, or why didn't we do this and why didn't we do that, right? So email is the best way to get a hold of me. People shoot me emails, hey, I got a question, X, Y, and Z. Yep, no problem, right? I don't charge anybody for that. That's part of me being your instructor, me being a coach, me being a good mentor for marksmanship, is me answering your questions. So anytime you guys got questions on anything, you can hit me up anytime and I'm available. So I still work as a police officer. Typically, just hit me up on social media or send me an email, and that way you can stay in touch with me and ask questions, right? All right, that's it. That's me. That's my company. That's my training philosophy. Until next time, keep a point of aim, point of impact.